Baltimore City Schools CEO, Dr. Gregory Thornton, is here with us. Let's talk about safety. We know that during the course of the year, some debate about whether police can have the weapons on campus. Where are we with that now?
We're at, I think, a place in which we need to actually come up with strategic direction in moving forward. I actually make some recommendations to the board on Friday. You don't want me to get ahead of the board, so I can't share that. But I really believe that we're in a good place of moving forward to have really great community dialogues. We actually had 8 meetings throughout the community. We heard community voice. And at the end of the day, safety is most important to us. You know, Tim, I get the phone calls in the middle of the night. Not too many days ago, I got a call that 3 of my youngsters were killed on the streets of Baltimore. I can't tell you how hurtful it is. You don't go back to sleep after that. And I know some mother and some dad is basically grieving and continuing to grieve. So safety, I don't take that lightly. That's pretty important to me. So as we continue to move forward, we have to be very aggressive. Unfortunately, I mean, we still have communities that are challenged, and I'm not so much worried about what's happening in schools. I'm worried about what's happening on the outside of the school. So we're trying to make the appropriate recommendations, certainly to position our young people to be safe.
The importance of presence. I think with any place you pull up, if you see an officer on the scene near the campus, it gives you some peace of mind.
Oh, it certainly does. It gives me a peace of mind if I'm going to a venue privately or publicly. I mean, when I have a problem, I'm going to call a police officer. That's what they're there for. But we need to do some work in our community around building trust, and I think those things are very, very important, and I think we're going to be very deliberate in our approach in doing so.
Let's talk about teachers. There was a day that you said, oh man, Baltimore City, the starting teacher pay, I think is the best in the
area.
Yeah,
in the area, and it should be.
I don't want to brag for you.
And it should be, and I'm proud of that. I'm really proud that we're certainly compensating teachers at a level that's respectful. And here's the good news: there's a national shortage for teachers around the country. You know, people want to come to Baltimore. Tim, they want to come. I hired 400 several weeks ago. They just went through a mentorship. They all get mentors. We have model teachers. They've been in New Teacher Institute. Those are great things. I'm hiring another 50 or 60 this week. You know, we're going to be positioned to actually open the school year probably better than we've been in many, many years. You know, last year when I came in, we were about 200 teachers short. That's less than 1%. Yeah. But that's not good. I need to have a quality teacher in every classroom the first day of school. Won't be there this year, but I'm going to be in double digits. I won't be in triple digits. Each year will continue to get better. I need to do some things structurally around when people resign and people move on. But I'm so excited that a lot of people want to call Baltimore home, more than ever.
In terms of the teacher piece, some years ago, a landmark contract.
Yes.
It's costly.
It is.
And so, but is the investment worth it? And I'm saying this, and teachers say, yes,
well,
Tim Tootin, they are.
Well, let's take a look at some of the things that have happened this year. One, I really, unofficial data, I mean, because it actually comes out of the U.S. Department of Education. Write that down. But this is what I'm here to tell you. One, that it looks like graduation rate's up. Is it worth it? It looks like the fact that our kids are getting more scholarship dollars. Is it worth it? It looks like truancy's down. Is it worth it? It looks like attendance is up. Is it worth it? And that list continues to go on. Those are the investments that I think are a good return on our value.
Principals. Up until a few days ago, I think you were still short some. Have those positions been filled so far?
I'm going to go to the board on the 25th. I'm all ready. I'm hiring every day. And the same. I mean, people are watching Baltimore saying, I want to be a part of this exciting transformation. They're coming from all over. I love my colleagues in Prince George's and Anne Arundel. But they're saying, you know, I really want to be invested in a transformation of a community that has so much promise. So as we sit here today, I'm probably going to move another 5 forward. I will probably open on next Monday with probably 3 vacancies, and they will be filled at subsequent board meetings. It's around time. And what holds me up, Tim, this is what I've learned. I got to have the community involved. That's important to me, that community, they need to meet these leaders. Because these leaders, I'm hoping, is going to be around a while. One of the challenges we've had as a system, we've been really doing a great job in bringing people here, but they haven't stayed. I got to create the conditions. I got to create the communities. I got to create the wraparounds that folks come here and stay. I knew who my principal was when I was in 6th grade as an elementary school kid, who my principal was going to be at the high school, because he was there. The principals are key in this transformation. They're instructional leaders, and they're also community leaders.
When I talk with you, I'm getting part cheerleader, part coach. What's the strategy? If I could see your playbook, what's the strategy for this year?
Oh, it's certainly around building skill and skill and will is my strategy of everything. You got to build skills. And you got to, I mean, this is not work that you just walk in and do. This is not first-year assignments. I mean, working in urban centers, not just in Baltimore, but around the country, it takes a certain level of skill. And then it takes a certain level of commitment as well. That's where the will is. And we're trying to build that. You know, every principal in Baltimore City is now over a digital harbor basically going through staff development, getting ready. I mean, it's coaching up. It's certainly looking at long-term sustainability of our initiatives. So the playbook hasn't changed from the day I walked in. I'm looking for a future for kids. That's the playbook.
Last year, you were in the Oriole Bird.
Yeah.
You had the bell.
I had the bell.
It was a visual. What are we doing this year?
We're doing the same thing throughout the city, and we're moving from school to school. I know I know we have to recognize we have a very challenging summer. We can't put that aside. See, I believe the school is the best instrument of mitigating those kind of challenges that we have. I will tell you, Tim, if money kind of lighten up a little bit, you know, I think this community is prime for year-round school. This is the time.
Whoa,
this is
big stuff here.
This is big stuff.
So you've thought about that?
Oh, I think about everything. I go to bed every night thinking about the children of Baltimore.
But year-round school.
Year-round school. And I'm not talking about the traditional 45 days on 15. What I know, time is a big factor. Give youngsters enough time. Give us as adults enough time. We can do things. Our kids are starving for time. So certainly as we begin to move forward and talk about the reforms around certainly early childhood education, which is pretty important to me. You got to have a good start.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I saw the kindergarten readiness scores last year. When we outpaced the state, Tim, that's pretty cool stuff. You know, this is good stuff. Our career and technical education opportunities, the fact that we're going to do advanced pathways and things of that nature, getting kids into certainly college pathways with College Board and things of that nature, Springboard. Those are good things in portfolio schools. So I'm there. I need more time to do it. I need to go to school every day.
You gave me a scoop there. I like that. All right.